What up, ladies and gentlemen? Here with another awesome interview. If you've been in the scene, I'm sure you've heard of I guess, band who's been screwing around with everyone, changing the scene for sure. Health. And so we're here with Mr. John Famiglietti of Health, surprisingly. Welcome.
What's up, bud?
I'm good. I'm super excited. It's crazy how this even happened. I think you're the second artist who I've been able to do an interview with over Instagram. The other
Nice.
one being a 65-year-old guy named Christoph Hahn. So
Nice. Well, they say first the worst, second the best, and here we are.
we'll see. No disrespect to Christoph if you're
No,
watching
no,
this.
I was just joking. I was just joking.
Yeah. But an honor to be talking to you, pioneer of the cum-metal genre.
Hmm.
Is just super cool. Which that's the first thing I do want to talk about is what do you consider cum-metal?
Well, it's an evolving term, but now the description has changed. So I would say now Cum-Metal is Deftones, Typo Negative, ourselves, Loathe, and Baddie Core is Sleep Token, Bad Omens, and Spirit Box.
What do you think of Sleep Token? Because I try to get into them and they're like okay, but they seem so
Well, we just
over
went on tour with
processed.
them.
Oh, you did?
there, yeah, we did. We played their first ever arena tour in Europe, in
Oh,
Germany and the UK. We
sick.
got to open for them at Wembley Arena. Uh,
Wembley is crazy.
yeah, not Wembley Stadium, Wembley Arena. Still pretty
Yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking big. That was a great show.
So no disrespect then, but yeah, Sleep Token is also like the cult thing. It's just so, I guess, attractive. Like,
People love pageantry. People love masks. I mean, and it's and time again. They had a story. This is before your time. But there's a very popular toy when I was a kid called GI Joe,
I
and
know the GI Joe.
well, the bad guys, Cobra, they all wear masks. I always liked Cobra. I didn't like Joe. I like Cobra, and they said the kids actually liked Cobra more because the mask, you project yourself in the mask. There's no face.
Mhm.
So there's something about that. I don't know. It's people like showmanship. People like some big stuff. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And like I know a lot of people like it because they're coming over to Atlanta and they're playing like I think a 4,000 cap place and it's
Yeah,
sold out in 3 seconds. Like
it's it's
literally 3 seconds.
it's pretty wild. And also, I think it's something in human nature too. When something really starts going, it's really exciting. People want to be a part of something. It's really cool when shows are selling out really fast. Now there's another thing. There are fucking, and I hate this because those tickets would sell no matter what, but a lot of those tickets are getting scalped by
Yep.
bots, and everyone then get fucking taken to cleaners to rebuy them. That sucks. And
Honestly,
and we've been seeing that obviously with shows up the yin yang.
it sucks. I think that the best thing to do would be allow refunds like for all shows and then just do will call because everything else is just getting toyed with and it's super annoying.
Yeah, you can't allow refunds because
Nah.
people would just cancel up the. You can't run. You could not run the concert business with refunds because people would just
Mm.
be like, "Oh, I don't want to go tonight," and they just return. And sellouts and capacities. It just you refunds could never work. I just think it's bullshit that the ticket sellers are allowed to legally scalp themselves. That's ridiculous. Because it's huge conflict of interest right there.
For sure. And then Ticketmaster being a goddamn monopoly, just like it boils me, like my blood or whatever. Cause they own Live Nation and
Yeah,
Axis. And so whenever you get playing like I think what's it? I was gonna go see or I did go see Swans and thankfully I know some members. So that was an easy entry. But I think it was like 30 bucks for tickets and then like an extra 30 bucks for fees, which is just wild. Like you're
yeah,
basically
it's
paying for two extra tickets.
yeah, and they go. It just doesn't go to the and doesn't go to the artist. And
Exactly.
also if you go through resells, it's like a fee on a fee on a fee, and that's why the
Hmm.
DOJ is hitting them for antitrust. Apparently, what they're doing is like you play a festival, and the festival they do the ticketing and get the venue, and they'd go to the promoter and they'd be like, "Yeah, man, we just didn't make any money." And you'd be like, "What?" It's like sold out. It's like, yeah, it's just didn't make any money. Sorry, bud. That they apparently put that on a public legal server, and people are just like, this is clearly illegal. So but they're investigating that. We'll see what comes of it.
For sure. I hope something does come of it, honestly. But and like I think all fans would be fine with just paying extra money to the artist. Like it's
Sure, it
expensive,
just
but
the fees are the convenience fees. The fees have only gone up. In the 90s they were offering a ticketing service and it was still a few dollars. And even then, and then as it kept going up, you're like, ah, oh, it's kind of bullshit. Now it's like, it's the fucking internet.
Hmm.
You know, it's like, you can just buy the fucking ticket. And then there, and it's like, and the fees as much as the ticket just doesn't make any sense, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But also the internet is honestly, I enjoy it. I like the thing it's done in music is incredible, but it's also kind of crazy because like I don't know if you've heard of Joey, but Joey is like the craziest weird. He's a lean rapper basically.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh, yeah, yeah. I see this guy.
yeah,
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 yeah.
it's so funny like Shadow and Wizard Money Gang
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah. I
it's
love that.
completely for the funnies. But like at the same time, I was listening to it like 30 minutes ago, and it's actually kind of good. But his it's scary. The whole following, like I wonder how much of those 800,000 monthly listeners would actually turn up to shows.
That's the thing. There's that's just something you learn in music. There's internet fans and there's real fans, and fans who actually come see you at a show are already an elite. Like there's a majority of people, right? Most people actually don't care that much about music. They kind of listen passively. The people who really care are like an elite, and the people who actually go to shows are like an elite of your fans. And live fan bases are something you have to grow, and there has to be a culture to see you live and fans that really love you and they'll come back. And it's very hard to grow a live draw. So people who could be huge on the internet have billions of streams and not draw shit at a venue. So it depends. It just depends on the culture, and that's just great with stuff like stuff heavy metal or whatever. There is a show culture. People want to go live.
Hmm.
So some metal artist with low Spotify numbers can be a huge draw at a venue.
For sure. In the metal resurgence, this has been beautiful to see with, Sleep Token kind of leading it, but then also with you guys, and then even with small bands like Paul Bearer are just kind of like they're still doing these numbers and they're still getting more and more popular. It's so cool to see, honestly, like the
Yeah,
pop resurgence.
it's weird. Yeah, it's interessante time, but I guess stuff gets blown out. Obviously, there's so many things outside our control. TikTok controls so much people's listening habits, and it gets stranger and stranger. Like country right now is exploding, which I thought I would never see and ever. So expect going travel the country. Yeah, I hear country everywhere. It's really weird, like line dancing and shit.
Honestly. And I think country is also the same thing though. Like, who doesn't want to be a goddamn cowboy? Like, dude, it's so cool. Like wearing
Uh,
a
I,
hat.
I got no love for country. Sorry,
No?
no
No,
zero
I don't like
love.
the music, but like, dude, a cowboy. You don't want to be riding around on like a horse?
Sure. I'll ride a horse. I'll go look. I'll play a little Red Dead Redemption. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just not a country. Country's not for me. Here,
Mm,
one second. Let me get a drink.
got you.
Actually, speaking of cowboys, you inspired me. I have a ranch water, a little prickly pear.
Ooh, some prickly pear.
It's quite good.
I had I had prickly pear like agua fresca at
Uh huh.
a local Mexican place, and it was crazy. It was so good. It was weird,
It's good. It's good flavor.
for sure. And Red Dead too. Red Dead's an awesome game. I've been trying to get my hands on it, but it takes so much storage, and I don't have like a computer that
Oh,
can run that.
oh God, yeah. I mean,
Like,
hard drives are cheap these days.
yeah,
Gotta upgrade. Gotta upgrade.
I need to. I don't even have a PC. I have a Switch, and this is my dad's computer that I use.
Oh shit, get a Steam Deck.
One of these days, dude. One of these days.
Oh yeah.
Reddit's just so cool. But in the country, that's another thing that's super interesting to me is that like, a lot of those people are shitty people. Like a lot of those people in country are just like not great. And like Morgan Wallen says some racist shit. It's a lot of
I
crazy
gotta.
stuff.
I'm sure, but yeah, a lot of people in music or in the arts are not the greatest people. Just you gotta just let that go. But yeah, Morgan Wallen does not have a great reputation. I don't know. I'm not really that familiar. I don't know his music. I don't know these guys.
Have
I'm
you
just
heard
like
about the chair throwing?
I did hear with the share. That's like a felony. That could be a lot of trouble. I mean, we'll see what happens. But like when I was growing up, people be like, I listen to all kinds of music except country. It's just the country's verboten. So it's just very outside for me to even know country anything.
Mhm.
I know like one Garth Brooks song.
Garth Brooks is a whole nother thing too. But yeah, here I'm looking at my fabled napkin of questions that I wrote
Mm-hmm.
out. Here, here's something. So you did a Reddit, ask me anything like 8 years ago or 9 years ago, and then you did another one the year after. What kind of like inspired you to do that? What do you think you learned from that? Because I think it was awesome to see that turnout, like 800 people,
Uh,
800 likes or whatever.
Yeah, so we just did another one recently too, which is funny. But now Reddit seems so redundant. Like we're on Discord. I talk to fans every day. Like there's no reason for me to go on Reddit, but we did it anyway.
Hmm.
That was they were actually shooting a reality TV show at Meltdown Comics, and they had me do the Reddit AMA on camera, so it was like part of the TV show.
Mhm.
And then as a tie-in, they're trying to have ridiculous stuff happen. So I chugged a gallon of milk and puked in a R2D2 trash can on camera. But the show never came out. They filmed me puking with like 4 cameras.
And we need to get that out. The public
Yeah,
needs to see that footage.
yeah. I don't know. Like there's I guess they didn't pick up the pilot. There's some pilots there somewhere with me puking in.
Mm. Yeah, it's the same thing with I don't know if you know I don't know if you know the band Queens of the Stone Age, but they did like a salt mine gig in Germany or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's become like, even though the set list was mid, everything is mid about it, but it's become so fabled now because Universal Music won't fork it over to the fans. It's been
Mm-hmm.
like 20 years and they have not forked it over to the fans. Maybe that'll happen with the milk, you know?
Yeah, it'll be all right. That's right. I mean, you can see us puke in our music video. It's not a big deal. But
Right.
yeah, we there's a festival in Europe called fuck, what is it called?
Download.
No,
Hell,
it's a real
hell.
no, it's a really it's in Poland. It's a really underground festival. It's called
Mm.
I can't fucking remember. But they have bands playing in a old salt mine, which is pretty tight.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah,
It's
I'll have
it's
to
in
check
it's
that
in
out.
it's in Krakow, I think.
Mm. There. So you worked with Nine Inch Nails, which is just like incredible. You know, I messaged you about that, but
Mhm.
what are some other like dream collaborations that you'd want to do?
You know, when you've hit the Mount Everest, it doesn't really matter anymore. So everything here is just sort of extra credits that I feel. So we don't really have like
Side quests.
I'm not pining. Yeah, we already you can't really beat that. So obviously, there's tons of artists I like, and it doesn't matter if they're big or small that we just want to do songs with, or
Mhm.
we think it'd be fun or cool. So it has to be something we like and something we think it's going to work because it's kind of a math problem to figure it out. So there's tons of artists we'd like to work with.
Taylor Swift and Health collaboration would go crazy. I'm just saying, like,
Okay. You know what? If you're that, if she said yes, of course, but I don't see there would be nothing in it for her. I would tell you that.
that's true.
Yeah.
And that whole stardom thing's also like insane. Like, I don't know if you listen to the new album. No hate to Taylor Swift,
Uh-huh.
but the lyrics are kind of like mid.
People were clowning on him on the
Yeah.
interwebs.
Touch me while your bros play Grand Theft Auto. It was an
Yeah, but
incredible
I don't know.
bar.
The thing is though, you can't read the lyrics out of context. You got to hear the music. So I haven't heard it in the tunes. So I'll reserve judgment. It's okay. It's not for me.
Yeah. Let's see. Hmm. What kind of band do you guys want to end up becoming? Like, what do you want your legacy to be? Would you want it to be like a really freaky Nine Inch Nails kind of thing where you're just like shrouded in what's it? Shrubs? Like you're just kind of misty. I don't know what's the word for it.
Uh,
Not there. Uh, Mysterious. There we go. I don't
well,
know.
listen, we've given up on the mystery thing a long time ago. It's really not possible with the internet, and we made a very conscious decision where it's like this these old ideas are going to be impossible to upheld. We want to connect with people, and so we
Mhm.
really gave up on that and got a lot sillier. But so I don't know. You can't really control these things. We're really happy to still be in the game and very part of something fresh, feels very current. So right now it's the best time we've ever been in a band, and we've been doing this forever, which is pretty rare.
I know it's so cool having that like super long history. Um, and like you kind of grow up the fans and the lore, you know. I think that's super awesome. Um,
Well, most of our fans are new. They've got no idea about the old stuff. They'll be like, "What?" so, so it's kind of funny. They'll be like, "You had an album come out when?" They're like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, so it's funny.
and I think that's another thing, right? With the whole internet thing comes a bunch of like you said, new fans, and I don't know. I still
Well,
think,
okay, here's the thing. Okay, not to get too Mr. Music on everything. Every band, regardless of age and size, has to generate new fans every year. So even
Mhm,
legacy acts where you'd assume all the fans are old, the majority are old, but they are still gaining new fans. You lose fans every year, or even people who are fans of you, they kind of drift away. They might only see you once in their lifetime. So you, on some level, have to attract new fans every year.
mhm.
Sometimes different. Obviously, if you're really huge, a really established band, you're going to have your lifelong fans. But for us, now not all the fans, but the vast majority of the fans are basically brand new or pretty new. Recent.
Mm. Which is awesome to see. I think I checked your Spotify like stats out a couple months ago, 6 months ago maybe, and well, you've getting like 600,000 monthly listeners, which is just so cool to see. The growth is awesome for sure.
Yeah, you can thank Bad Omens for that.
I know that Bad Omen song is like on the top of your I don't know the lingo for it, the top song that people have been playing or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the first the it's getting the most streams at the moment. Yeah.
How did that even like happen? Was that just
Uh,
like you reached out?
kind of, so everyone basically, I was not familiar with Bad Omens, and after their album, they're really this massive album that just came out a few
Mhm.
years ago. People started messaging me like, "Hey, there's this band, they're blowing up. I think they like you guys, or maybe they're influenced by Health." And I was like, "Really?" And I listened to it, and I didn't really hear it, and I was like, "I don't know, it could be anyone, like Nine Inch Nails, whatever."
Mhm.
And no, but then they turned out to be fans, and we kind of got in contact with them, and they turned out to be in LA, and we're like, "Oh shit, let's do a song together." And they had this idea for a project, and we we wrote together for a minute, and no one seemed that excited. And we had this song that was left over from the sessions from our album,
Mhm.
and we were like, "Well, what do you guys think of this?" It's kind of done, but we can redo it. And they were loving it. They're like, "Oh, this is the sound we're looking for." So they rewrote. They spent some time with it, and then we came back and finished it. And they put vocals from one of the songs from the album over it, and we liked it so much we just left the sample in there.
Oh, awesome. That's so cool. And Bad Omens, I guess they're kind of part of that like internet wave. I haven't really listened to them, but I mean that song hits, it slaps.
Yeah, they're at the forefront of the Betty core, if you want to say. Yeah, they I would say they're probably, I think secretly they're bigger than Sleep Token. They just
Ooh,
they haven't announced that arena tour yet. But obviously Sleep Token's massive, and they're massive. I mean, they're going to be, or they basically are. It just hasn't been revealed that they're an arena band. Um,
for sure. And again with that Sleep Token thing, another thing I find super funny about that is like
mhm.
critics will always shit on like the most popular bands. Like Fantano gave what's it? They just had like a new album in 2023, and Fantano gave it like a 3 or something. I think
That
that's
is
so wild.
that is definitely not Fantano music. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, he is
Yeah,
funny though. I will admit he
Fantano's
has some
great.
crazy
He's a
takes.
he's a one man pitchfork, and he's I like him. He's very open that it's just his tastes,
Mm,
because like everyone, everyone assumes that we would be like a shoe in for like great Fantano reviews. Like we get around like sixes, sevens.
that's good for Fantano though, dude.
Yeah, I guess so. That's true. The old days pitchfork was like that too. But I like Fantano though. He's great, and he is funny.
Oh yeah, for sure. All the skits and everything.
Hmm.
Um, I have like a hatred for Pitchfork though. I just like do not like them, and their reviews are like mostly whack 90% of the time.
Yeah, it's the ship sailed. They had different owners. It's been so long. Back then, the 2000s, you lived and died by Pitchfork, and we lived and died by Pitchfork. Everything was Pitchfork. The entire industry for indie was just around Pitchfork. And if you got a bad review, you'd want to like slit your wrists. So when they gave our fourth album like just a shellacked us like a hit piece, like it just showed you how times have changed. Because if that was in 2009, I would have jumped out a window. And I was just like, that's funny. Like I was just thought it
Yeah,
was really funny. So just times have changed. But it was God in the 2000s. Pitchfork was it.
I don't know. I used to like what's it? I used to kind of like base. I hate to say that, but like just whenever there's a new album, instead of listening to it, I'd go into Pitchfork and see what they would talk about it. But then after a while, you realize that I don't know. It's kind of just shit. Like you can't base off your tastes off
Yeah, yeah.
like an
That's
internet
the
persona.
it's the power of influence. It's true, but I think critics are important. I do think tastemakers are important. They're good they can help kind of push things. You need them to break bands. So I'm
Mhm.
very pro critic and pro all of the critics and influence. We need them. We want you want the conversation of music. You don't want to do these things.
Yeah, that's another thing, right? Even bad, it's kind of like where even bad press is still good press. Like if I hear a review about an album that's really shitty, I'm still gonna look at it and check it out and see the
Well,
band if I don't know them.
like if you're like an artist and the New York Times trashes you, you're
Well,
fucked.
New York
And that
Times is crazy.
that sucks. But it's that it's good to have, even though it can fuck you, it's good to have that kind of power, because if you were just starting, they can break you. And that's the power
Yeah.
Pitchfork had, and that's the power Fantano has. If you're just starting and you get a really great review, you can suddenly have like a real start to your career. And like he just did that with Chat Pile, who I think are awesome, and like a lot of people pay attention to that record, and he certainly helped that. He has the
Mhm.
power to break bands. Now, if you're established, it's you don't need it so much, and yeah, you can take a beating. It's good.
Yeah. Here, Nine Inch Nails and what's it? Tom York have been doing a lot of soundtracks recently.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever want to do a soundtrack? And if so, what kind of movie? What kind of genre? What are you thinking?
Absolutely. We always dreamed of doing movies, but I think nowadays we'd actually rather just do another game. We've done games before.
Hmm.
Just games are like movies lately have been pretty dog shit that I gotta be honest. But obviously a great movie. If we could work with an awesome director, we'd love to. I think the same thing with games and some movies, action, sci-fi. I think we're best suited for
Ooh.
action and sci-fi, and that would be our favorite. Obviously, we could do anything, but we'd love to do an action sci-fi, really serious narrative game or movie.
Do you have like a movie example that would kind of fit your scenario?
Um, I mean, like, it's any I don't know, like let's say they just do a fucking new style of. I mean, I would love a new. I would love them to have a new IP, just a new, just science fiction action movie or just action movie.
For sure. Yeah. So then what do you think about the studios who keep like, I guess, killing the, I don't know, what's the metaphor? Killing a dead dog, beating the
Oh,
dead dog.
flogging a dead horse.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With the freaking like movies, like,
Yeah. There's a lot of strange decisions. I watch all these YouTubes on like industry politics or whatever behind the scenes, just people
mhm,
gossiping. But uh, I guess because they're risk averse, totally makes sense. You want to do tried and true stuff, and then you totally blow it, run to the ground, and people are definitely getting really fatigued and kind of train people to stop going to the movies, to stop caring, and the audience is smarter than you think, and the average audience person who you assume is a dum dum, they actually do very much emotionally respond to like filmmaking 101 stuff like
mhm.
themes and meanings in these movies, no matter how shitty the movie, and they they let some, I don't know, some jive turkeys take over the biz, because like these movies are just like, in the old days movies are just, if an old movie was shitty, it was still really generic, but that genericness, like they were still checking boxes in like movie writing 101.
Mhm.
A lot of modern movies are just like not doing that, and people are just like, why do I feel so empty? Like they're just not connecting. And they have trained through that and through streaming and this endless content on here, which they train people just not, movies are just not special. And I think for a lot of, and they're just totally dying. And right now the industry is just massively contracting with streaming and all this like cheap money just made just mountains of content that's really bad and that no one will rewatch because it just
Mhm.
sucks. And right now it's like a fucking apocalypse for people working right now because of the amount of projects getting smaller and smaller. So just like everything else, we're probably going to hit some sort of long recession, and then we'll see what's on the other side.
Mhm.
Or
That's
or who
interesting.
or who knows? I don't know. Maybe this AI shit, if you can generate backgrounds that look believable, you can make a movie for like 3 million independently or something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, and that could be cool. Who knows?
I've been saying that 2024 is going to be the year because what's it? I don't know if you know the movie The Holdovers, but it's like a it's a goddamn Christmas movie. But it was so good. Like it was the best movie I've seen in
That's
cinemas.
that's Alexander Payne, right? Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
he's
so
great.
good.
He's a great director. Yeah, his other films are really great. You should check him out. I should have. I was gonna watch it on the airplane, but I was just sleeping. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
My favorite airplane movie is Interstellar. I've seen it like 5 times whenever I'm randomly, and I don't go on airplanes often, but when I am, Interstellar is easily the go-to.
It's funny because it's such a cinematic movie to like watch like this. But yeah, I saw it. I saw that in the Cinerama Dome. Rest in peace. I really
Oh,
hope this.
sick.
I hope so. I hope someone fucking buys it. Cinerama Dome closed in LA. That's really sad. LA
Mhm.
landmark.
Yeah, I've heard about that. That's also the irony, right? Because whenever you're watching a movie on an airplane, you can't hear shit. It's just like
Yeah, yeah,
like the
yeah.
loud noise around you, but there's something super attractive about that movie. And I guess I also heard that you liked Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah.
I haven't watched it. Is it like really good?
Mm-hmm. It's amazing. It's amazing. And Nolan, he's a
Mhm.
unique. He's an auteur. It's a biopic with Nolan style. It's really bombastic. It's all out of order. It's really cool. I mean, it's just great. It's really fucking entertaining. It's a great movie. It's fun as hell.
Awesome. And then have you seen Midsummer? Because that's another one that's on my list for
No,
sure.
haven't seen that. I
No.
so lately actually I haven't watched that many movies. Kind of drifting in and out, like stuff I'm into. I'm watching this anime right now I really like called Frieren at Journey's
Ooh.
End. Yeah. But yeah, I'm watching the Fallout TV show. I'm
Oh,
pretty
Fallout.
pretty
Yeah, I love Fallout.
pretty casual these days.
Yeah, I the most I ever gotten into anime was Avatar,
Oh,
but
oh yeah, I never
that
saw that.
slapped. Dude, it's
Uh,
so good. Not the
that's
movie.
yeah, I know, but just like I think I wasn't at the age where I'd be growing up with it.
Huh.
So I don't, because like adults don't watch Avatar, do they? Last Airbender, do they? I don't
Disney
know.
adults, you got like Avatar adults.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think certain things you grow up with. That like I never watched Pokemon. I was too old, you know.
Oh yeah, neither did I. But I played Pokemon. I played hella Pokemon.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
It's my favorite thing in elementary school. But here's another thing, right? So the reason this whole thing happened is because I responded on like a fucking furry eating another furry. And
Yes.
so how important is like that fan interaction to you? Because I know you also have your cell. I don't know if that's your cell or not, but like a number where you
No,
can
it, go,
talk to
it,
fans. So you got the
it goes
Discord.
it goes to my cell. It's a Google Voice that forwards to my cell phone.
So you have you have the cell, you have the Discord, you have the
Mhm,
Instagram.
mhm.
What is like the fan interaction to you? What does it mean?
I don't know. It's like personal connection. All these kids that it's kind of like everyone's like about these parasocial relationships and stuff and relate to whatever. And I'm like, well, fuck, I'm here. I'll be social. I'll just talk to you. You know, I'll hang out with you. I don't care. I think a lot of people really appreciate it. When I was a kid going to like underground music shows, it was cool. It's like you could just walk up and talk to the guy and it's like, oh shit, I met the guy. So people really like that. Also other artists won't, it's not something they want to do for good reason, but I don't give a fuck. So it just kind of a value add. And you know, just like we come from like a DIY scene and just being inspired by a lot of things. Like, you know, I would go to these indie wrestling shows and like
Oh, that's so cool.
they would just go after and like the guy would just he'd go out there and he'd sign their stuff and sell them merch you directly right at the ring. And it's like if people like you, they want you to succeed, they want to support you, they want you to win, you know.
Mhm.
And you know, like I know what it's like. You listen to weird music, you're a fucked up kid, you know. If the guy you like inside the band talk to you for 5 minutes, probably appreciate it, and they do, you know. So it's a win-win.
That's how it was for Swans. That was my first
Mm.
experience at like a 1,000 cap show. And I think it was probably the best show I've ever been to, or tied. Because like there's something super special about when the band will come out and speak to you and jump off the stage and just hang out and smoke weed. And that's just, there's like a level of, personal connection, which
Yeah.
I
Now,
thought was so
however,
awesome.
I don't think musicians should be expected to do that. And
Yeah, of
most
course
musicians
not.
are really fucking weird, and that's why they make great art because they're fucking weirdos, and they shouldn't talk to you, and they got emotional problems or whatever, or they got issues. So don't expect artists to do this. For me, I'm very comfortable with it. But yes, and also for a fan, 1,000 cap show is the best. You know, if you see a legendary band in a fucking stadium, pretty shitty experience. Even if you're on the
Mhm.
floor, it kind of sucks. Like it just like 1,000 cap is amazing. You can really feel it. You're right there. You can move around. If you want to move the front, you can. You don't have to
Mhm.
move the front. It's great.
That's what I saw Queens of the Stone Age at like a 5,000 cap place, and it was completely sold out. And that was just incredible. But I don't know. I hate seating. I'm still like seating just
Seating
pisses me
blows.
off.
It really blows. But you know, so if you're that big, you're that big. Now
Hmm.
certain huge venues are great, like the Forum in LA. If you're on the
Oh
floor at the
yeah, the
Forum,
massive floor.
it's a massive floor. That place holds 20,000 people. It weirdly doesn't feel like it. If you're on the floor, it's just a great experience. Now I've never been in the stands. It might suck, but floor is great.
Hmm. Yeah. What do you have any recommendations for like moshing bands? Because I'm gonna go see OCs in October,
Oh, these
but
are great.
I wanna get really fucked up like in the
I mean,
pit.
I don't know, knock loose, you
Dude,
know?
they sold out so fast. They're playing a
Yeah, yeah.
4,000 cap place in Atlanta.
I
I
mean,
think it sold out in like an instant.
it's a fucking happening, man. The pit's
Hmm.
crazy. I mean, they're great. Also, the whole bill is stacked up the yin yang. It's show me the body. It's low. Like this is like hell of a bill.
I know.
I mean, I don't know if you want to get violent, go see Jesus Piece. I mean, there's so many hardcore bands just doing great right now as the turnstile effect. Any of those shows are popping, you know.
Hmm.
You can go have some fun, get in the pit, and that's great. Kids saw it on TikTok. They want to get in the mosh pit. It's great. I'm keeping this shit alive. That's also nothing I would ever see coming. That hardcore would have this huge resurgence right now. So
I know.
that's
I
great.
never would have guessed in a million years that hardcore out of all genres would have like the big thing, but it's
Yeah,
cool.
whatever. I don't know.
I
I'm here
saw
for it.
I saw a kid at school with a knocked loose shirt on, and I guarantee she didn't know who knocked loose are, but it's still awesome that like H&M has
It's,
knocked loose stuff.
wait, what?
Yeah,
Come
I don't well,
again?
hey, don't fact check me. I know that some of these like
Uh,
hot topic, they kind of
I'm
I've seen it
looking
at
this up.
Target, I'm pretty sure. But
Hot knock loose is not that big. If she's wearing a hot knock loose shirt, she knows who knock loose is. It's not like they sold it at like Target or something. But even so, people know who the fuck Led Zeppelin is when you buy their thing. Uh, holy shit! No, that's a magazine. No, they're not an H&M. Come
they're
on. I
not
think no. And you know,
down.
and also Hot Topic sells band shirts. You don't just buy a knock. Come on, man.
Well, we'll see then. I'll
You should talk to her. Well, she's a cool girl.
bet. I mean, that's also another thing, right? Being a weirdo, look, I've got a fucking Swans album, and then a psychedelic porn crumpets album, which everyone like laughs about because it's porn, and then a Genesis
Listen,
album from
this
80
is,
years ago.
I mean, that's all great stuff. I mean, like, Swans and Knock Loose aren't that far apart.
Oh yeah,
These are both
both
underground
loud.
bands and extreme music. So if you see a girl in a Knock Loose shirt, that's the girl you want to talk to. That's the girl you want to date. Well, probably. I
Bet.
don't know. I don't want to make assumptions, but just Jesus Christ. In high school, you have to work with. I'm like, hey, like if I, the girls like it. When I was in like girls wearing like a locust shirt, you're like, whoa, you're like running over there, like, hi, what's up? I have a Spock haircut too. I have a white belt. I'm really dating myself. This is San Diego and a super long time ago.
Yeah, no, I've always said if I see like a girl wearing a shirt of one of my like top 50 artists or something, because I listen to weird shit, but
Uh huh.
like a shirt of one of the top 50 artists, like literally anyone, I would like get down on one knee and propose. Because you don't see that, but I don't know, I said it with Queens of the Stone Age, and they're kind of big, and now it's what like Joey Swans,
Uh huh.
um, what's another Shed Theory, right?
Shed Theory, not
They're
so many.
associated with Joey, so they're more lean rap, and they're also really cool. But
Okay.
hey, we're on 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Screw you, Zoom. Give me unlimited. That's like my little speech I always give to Zoom.
Uh huh.
I'm gonna give you a big question, and
Okay.
we'll see how you respond. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
But the magic number is three, so gotta give me three things inside of three categories, or however you want to do it. So, for example, songs, artists, and favorite records. So you can give me three of each. You can give me one of each, as long as it's three somewhere, and it's got to be to change someone's life, either for the better, so uplift them, or for the worse. You can give
Well,
some really
man.
depressing
All
shit.
right. I'm getting really confused here.
That's the
Three.
thing.
Okay.
I'm not gonna elaborate too.
Do I have to choose artists with three members?
No,
Um,
whatever you want. It's completely up to you because it's interesting to see how people maneuver this.
how about this? I'll just throw some records off the top of my head.
But
Then how about this? I'm not gonna. This meta is too much. The Drudy column. Uh, Drudy column first album. Then we'll go Brian Eno Ambient 2,
yo.
and then we'll go
Ryan Eno.
nice.
Yeah, I love that guy.
And I'm trying to think. Let me give a third one. I'll go the Burial Singles Collection. It's like 2011. It's just like a date. It's like two dates that came out somewhere recently. All right, I'll do it. And that's a great vibe music, is what I'll say.
I wrote it down on the napkin of fame, whatever you want to call it. Um, yeah, cool. Definitely check those artists out. I didn't know you were a Eno guy. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, the yin yang. It's called Tunes 2011 2019. That's it. Burial. And then the first Sturdy Column album is the Sturdy Column album. The first song is probably might be one of my favorite songs of all time. Called
Ooh.
Sketch for Summer. The first song. They're gonna play it at my funeral. Oh, it's called The Return of the Drudy Column. Such a great fucking first album name. The first album is called The Return of the Drudy Column. It's so fucking cool. I can't believe I forgot that. And then Ambient 2, Brian, one of my favorites also.
Have you listened to the Cluster record with him?
Yep.
Dude, it's
Not for a
insane.
long time. I very foggy, but I did that. There's just recently there was another one, an Eno. Is it Eno John Cale? No, is it Eno? We were just listening to it. It was great. I mean, Brian, come on, man. I mean, he's a legend for a reason.
And then here, have you listened to any Beefheart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a big fan of "Lick My Decals Off, Baby" in high school, but now recently I gotta be honest, I'm listening to a whole lot of Beefheart.
And on Beefheart was also a terrible person, which I think makes it even funnier, like his type of music.
Oh,
But
really? They're canceling Beefheart now? What do you do?
I don't know. I just heard he was a shitty person. I
I'm
think it was the
I'm
emotional
sure
abuse.
I'm sure he was insane.
Honestly,
How
I
the,
think he was like a
yeah,
sociopath.
who well, I mean who the music, like crazy people make crazy music. Like, don't be surprised a lot of the times. Like you're like, oh shit, this is insane. It's like, yeah, what the fuck you think, man?
I think
Yeah,
he
no,
was a crazy
I,
genius.
I don't want to excuse any behavior. I don't know. I'm just
Oh
saying,
yeah.
it just you can't. Don't be surprised. People who make crazy music are crazy. Is all I would say.
And on the what's it? That was kind of like a revival because I listened to that. What's it? The one with the fish, trout mask
Trout
replica.
mask replica.
Listen to that
So
in seventh grade. It's crazy.
if you want to get so on our first album, we have a song called Zoot Horns, and that's a
Hmm.
reference to Zoot Horn Rollo, who was a member of the band on that
Yeah,
record.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's sick. So you're well versed in the beef art then. That's awesome.
I mean, Beefheart is kind of like cool guy music 101. Like all. I don't know what what it's like now. Obviously, the internet things are so easy too. But you as a young buck getting into esoteric music, whatever. I don't know what your starter pack is, but Beefheart, you're gonna
Dude,
have your
starter
Beefheart's.
pack. Starter pack is Zappa, Beefheart,
Uh-huh.
Joey. What's another internet? Have you heard of what's it? A queef part? Queef jerky. Dude, queef jerky is constantly
Oh,
on my
okay.
Instagram.
I'm
They are
taking this.
crazy.
I'm taking this down. All right, queef jerky.
Queef jerky is
This name's
literally
getting
wild.
me going. Queef
Hmm.
jerky. All right, let me.
They're like ultimate internet music. If you haven't listened to Queef Jerky, listeners,
All right,
please listen to Queef Jerky.
they're playing Selma in my home in San
Yeah, they're doing
Diego.
a big tour in summer.
Queef jerky. All right, I'm checking this out. Put this on my playlist.
Yeah, much love to them. They're crazy. They're super cool. But
Nice.
thank you so much for being here. Awesome
Awesome.
speaking to you.
Awesome. Thanks,
Uh,
bud.
I missed you in Atlanta, but I'm sure you'll be back, and I'll definitely be
I'll
in
be
the
back.
pit.
Come say hi. Stay in school. All that. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, see you, dude.
I'll see you.